Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do part 4. We're going to put our signatures together. I will show you how I sew the signature in, and then we'll start adding more papers, okay? There's going to be 3 signatures in here. I can show you what I did. You don't want to put a lot of papers in, but you know, I just put in about, I don't know, 6 to 8, I think. But you can put in as many as you want. It'll get chunky, and that's okay. And if you can see, you know, as you're getting your base pages on, and I already have 2 signatures sewn in, so I'm going to put the last one together with you and sew it in. You see how it's starting to get chunky? And I love that. I love it. Okay, so for your signatures, and I did tell you, suggested some papers for you. I have some vintage book page. I have some digital paper. This is a double-sided digital paper. I have some old book pages. You can do ledger paper. I have some older lined paper. Some of the digitals. I have my avocado dyed paper, which I folded in 3, folded up to make pockets, and then folded it in 3. So that's going to be my first signature, okay? So, and then I'll show you the others that I have. I already sewed the others in. So I have another digital that I folded, digital, and then I have a piece of real pretty rose wrapping paper, old wrapping paper. I have sheet music. I have the Bible page. I have some old stationery page, more of the digital, and another avocado paper, okay? And then in the last signature, I have some of the digital, old book page, more digital, Bible page, packing paper, book paper, a digital, and then a piece of coffee dyed paper that I folded up, okay? So if you gathered your papers together, what you're going to do is you want your papers to be as tall as your journal. And I left about, maybe a quarter inch, a scant quarter inch on each side to allow for my papers, okay? So I put together a piece of book page. I took a piece of some digital. This one is white on here, but we're going to cover it, and I'll show you what we're going to do. So if you only print it on one side, it's fine. You can cover it with your, you know, your scraps and your other pieces of your digital. This is a digital also, but this one I printed on both sides. Took a piece of old book page, and it's so old that I had to reinforce the spine with some washi tape. I have some lined paper, another piece of the digital, and my avocado dyed paper that I just folded up to make the length of the book, and folded it in 3 so I can have a pocket and tucks, okay? So you get 3 of those together, and then what we're going to do is we're going to arrange it, and then I'm going to put this smaller page, I'm going to put it in the middle, and then I've got my next page here. I'm going to line the next one up. I've got my old book page, put that in the middle. I mean, put them where how you want them, but I'm just going to show you how I did it. Line that one up. I'm going to put this one in the middle. Doesn't have to be exact there. And then my avocado is obviously smaller because I made it a pocket, so there's that. All right, so once you have it where you want it, this is the cover here. So we're going to open it up to this page, and we're going to sew it right in here, okay? So what you're going to do is take your papers, take your cover, and we're going to set it in here. Okay, make sure you have equal amount of your cover on both sides. Once you have it where you need it, take some clamps. Okay, I'm just going to put 2 on each side here to hold my pages. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to take my wax string and I do 2.5 the length of my book. I mean, there's so many, I guess, different ways of sewing in the signature. This is just a basic way. I have a long needle. And I cut my string on an angle, so then it's easier to get through the eye of the needle. Okay. All right. Got that ready. Okay, so then what I do is I just take a ruler, and this is very relaxed sewing of the journal in, because when you make one of your other journals, you're going to really clamp it tight and make sure it's all lined up, and we're doing that here too, but it's not as hard as you might think it is. So I have my ruler here. Now my book, my journal here measures 7.5. So half of 7.5 will be 3 3/4. So what I do is I just look at 3 3/4, and you can use a pencil, but I just poked a little hole with my needle. And then I'm going to go up 1 inch on each side and just poke my hole a little bit just to mark it, okay? So now what I'm going to do is start sewing. So I'm picking this up to hold it in my hand here, okay? And can you see? Okay, so I'm going to go from the inside because I want to tie on the inside. If you want to tie it on the outside, you start from the other side, but we don't want to do that here on this one. We're going to tie on the inside. So I saw where my hole is. I'm going to line it up, and I'm just going to gently poke through and give it a little wiggle with my needle. And I'm going to look for my other hole here. Gently poke straight through. Gave it a little wiggle. Find my other hole that I poked to start. Poke straight through. Give it a little wiggle. Simple as that. Okay, so now I go in through the middle. Okay, pull out. Leave yourself a tail about so long for now. Then I'm going to go up into the top of the journal, find my little hole that I made. And sometimes it's easy, and sometimes, you know, you got to just figure it out. Where did I put that hole? Okay. And if you can't find it, then you go back here and poke it again so you see where it is, okay? And of course, when I sewed the other 2 signatures, they went in really easy. And I knew this one would give me just a little bit of a hard time here. Okay, there we go. Pull this back through. Okay. Just give it a little pull. Now you're going to go back through the middle, and you don't want to split that thread. So try not to split your thread. Go back in that hole. Come back out. There you go. And then find your other hole. Pull that through. Okay. Give it a little tug. We could take these off now. We don't need those. Let me check, make sure my signature is in there nicely. Okay, great. So then I've got that pulled through. That's pulled through, so I just slip the needle under there, under the string there, because I want a string on both sides. Give it a tug. Do a square knot, right over left, tug it, left over right, tug it, And there you go. Now, if you want to put charms on the ends of your string, you can leave them long if you want to. I just didn't, so I'm just cutting mine off short like that. And do that with your other signatures now too. I didn't want to waste time sewing in signatures, but so there's the first one. There's the first signature, and then when you flip to the back, so from your back cover, you sew in your next signature, and then right here, between these pages, you sew in your third signature. Once we have all the signatures sewn in, and I just love it because it's starting to get chunky now. Now we can start adding papers, okay? So, let's see here. What we can do on the cover here is we could probably put the, oh, I have to get my little angel charm on. Let me wait on that. But you can glue a piece of, oh, you know what? We'll decorate maybe one more video. So let's just start adding papers here. Okay, so let's open the book. Here's my, I'm just showing you the one that I made. There we go. Now on here, I just clipped a little frame, a Tim Holtz frame, and I did put one of my little angel cards in, which I already wrote on the back for a little girl that I'm praying for. So turn the next page. Now, if you have a blank page, this is what I did with my blank page. I am going to cover it with, I have all my papers here on the side. I'm going to cover it with some music page and this image here. Let me find my image, because I did pre-cut them out, tear them out, and I did color them. So let me just look around for that image here, but you look for the image that you want to put on there. Okay, here's my image. Let's see what I need. So now I can go ahead and give this some color. I hope you're creating one with me. I haven't gotten any questions, too many questions yet, so I think I'm hoping that I am explaining it okay and going in a good stream here that you're understanding. Okay, so I kind of pre-tore and inked my image. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it on there, and then I'm going to take some music paper, and I'm going to glue it under here. So let me just kind of get an idea of where I want it, and then I'm going to just rip it off. Doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect here. So I'm going to glue this to the bottom of the page. I hope everybody's having a nice day. This is so relaxing to work on this, because it, you know, it just doesn't have to be so precise. That's what I like about it, and it just gives that kind of like a lived-in look, if you know what I mean. It's not perfect, you know. It looks like it's been used, and I love that. Okay. Now, if I went a little too in, I can always just trim a little bit off there. That's good. Okay, now we're going to glue this on. There's so many images, beautiful images in the kits that I'm using. It's almost hard to decide which ones you want to use. They're just so gorgeous. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's how I did that. And then turn it over and you have a beautiful page here, beautiful writing pages here. See? And then some writing page, and then I have another piece of digital. And all I did here was give it some inking. I left this one blank, but you don't have to. You can always put an image on here. And just lightly, I just run it out along there, just so it's not so stark white. There we go, see? Okay. And then, now on this page, the one image that I had found, let me find that image here. Oh, yeah, this one went so pretty with my avocado paper that I said, oh, that's got to go on top. And I made that a flip. See? And I just added a piece of music paper to make it a flip, okay? So you can do that too. And now I can see I need to cut this down a little bit. So let me get my tear ruler here. Take some more of this off. Okay, and that's gonna go on there perfect. Give it some ink just to kind of cover up the white edges. And then I'm going to take a piece of music paper and just get it the length of the width of here. Rip that off. And then I'm just going to fold it in half. It's just a piece, I don't know, just enough to give like a, it's probably just slightly over an inch. Probably an inch and a half, so then just to give yourself some area to flip over. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we'll glue it on here. So this is what you have. You're going to glue this part onto here right now. If you want to do a flip with any of your images. I'll line that up there. Okay, and now take your book and your page here, and we're going to make it a flip here. So this flips up. So I'm going to turn it over. Lift that up and put some glue on here. Just fold that down. Okay. And now you have a little flip up like that. Okay. So then on the inside, you have 3 pockets, so you have a lot of room to add a lot more things in here. The thing that I added was from one of the digitals. It was one of the pages had these beautiful images on it. So what I did was I just tore it out, folded it in half, gave it some ink, and then I stuck that in my middle pocket. So that's like a little extra writing space. So I did that, ripped that out, and I'm just going to put that in the middle here. Okay. All right, there's that. turn that over. And then on this white part here, which is the other part of the digital, I picked this image here. So I'm going to give it some inking. Let me just put that under there. Okay, now we're going to glue this right here, right there, okay? Let me know in the comments if you're using, you know, what your favorite digitals for your prayer journal are that you're going to use. I'd like to know what some of the other ones are. Just center it. It's okay if there's a little border around it. I gave the edges in ink. So, okay. Just give this a good fold. Okay, there we go. So there's that page there, and we have that on the other side, some more writing space. And the other side of the book page. And then here we have this little area here. So I found this image to put on that little flap. Already inked it, so you just want to glue this on. Kind of covers up the page, but you can still flip it open and have all that for writing. Let's see how much time we have here left here. Okay, we're doing all right. And then you can always just, you know, give this a little color too. You could do some stenciling on there, and I like to do that. So that's something I might put back in there, put in there again. Okay, so I'm going to just glue it on here. Put my finger there. I'm just going to put some glue around here. Okay, and line it up. Just like that. Oops, got a little glue there. I'll get that wiped off. And then, so you have a nice little flip and a big area to write in. And it gets kind of covered up here. Yeah. Okay, and then you have your book page. And so that's the end of the first signature, okay? So then we're going to flip over. You have that area for writing. That's our pocket to put our tag in. Flip it over, and you should have that pocket to put a tag in. We have our pretty image of Mary. And now we're going to the back. So on the back, I picked that image. Let me find that one. I thought that one looked really pretty back here. So I'm going to glue her on and then pick a pretty piece of some lace you have, crochet lace or whatever you have. And we're going to glue that on the back here too. But first I want to put my image down. then what you'll want to do then, I won't do it right now because we want to continue a little bit. You're going to take a piece of, you know, crochet or lace, and then you're going to use fabric tack or your tacky glue, whatever you want to use, and you're going to glue a piece of that on the back, okay? All right, so then, and that's our pocket. We have to make a tag for that yet. So we're going to open it up. And then the next thing right now, we have a little flip page here. So I picked this image here to put as a flip. This image right here. So what I'm going to do is glue it on here, make sure it doesn't interfere with there, and center it, and I'm going to glue it right on there. I just love the images on these, in this digital collection from Karen. It's so beautiful. See? And that's double-sided. That's the paper from Tailor Made Journals. Oh my gosh, I love this kit so much. You have to have that kit. Okay, turn the page. This one has a piece of vintage paper in it. The next one is our, I think it's my glassine bag. Yep, the glassine bag. Let's see, I don't have a lot of time left on my computer, but let's just start that. So I had a small glassine bag that I knew would fit on there. And then what I did was I picked this image. Let me see where that image is here. This one here. So what I did was I glued this image to the front of the bag here. Okay, and then I'm going to trim a little more off here. And then I'm going to glue the bag to the page. And what I did was I took some of that beautiful sari that I tied it with, and I'm going to glue a piece of sari along here, okay? And then we'll make a tag for in there. So take your glassine bag, find your image, glue your image on the front of the bag, glue that onto your page, the music page here, and then cut a piece of sari and just glue that on the bottom. And that's where we're going to end this video, and I'll meet you back up in the next part. Okay? All right, thank you.